For over 2 millennia, one book has been the ultimate guide to strategy, conflict, and victory. This is the story of Sun Tzu's Art of War. It's celebrated as the oldest military treatise in the world, yet for centuries, it was a secret held in the East, virtually unknown in Europe. Its journey west was a rocky one. The first attempt, a French translation in 1782 by a Jesuit priest, was a poor rendition. It wasn't until 1905 that the first English version appeared, but it was so bad that one scholar, Dr. Lionel Giles, called it excessively bad. Frustrated, Giles took it upon himself to create the definitive, scholarly translation in 1910, finally unlocking the true wisdom of Sun Tzu for the English-speaking world. His work at the British Museum brought an ancient masterpiece to a new audience, changing the course of strategic thinking forever. But who was the man behind these powerful words? The ancient historian Ssu-ma tells us Sun Tzu was a native of the Chi state, a military strategist whose writings were so brilliant they captured the attention of Holu, the powerful king of Pu. The king, intrigued but skeptical, challenged Sun Tzu to prove his theories. The test subjects, 180 of the king's own palace ladies. Sun Tzu organized them into 2 companies, placing the king's 2 favorite concubines as the commanders. He explained their first drill command, but when the drum sounded, the women just burst into laughter. Unfazed, Sun Tzu calmly stated, if words of command are not clear, then the general is to blame. He carefully repeated the instructions, ensuring everyone understood. But on the next drum beat, the women laughed again. This time, Sun Tzu's tone changed. The fault, he declared, no longer lay with the general, but with the officers. In a shocking move that froze the entire court, he ordered the execution of the 2 laughing concubines. The king, watching from his pavilion, was horrified. He sent a messenger, pleading with Sun Tzu to spare his favorites. But Sun Tzu was resolute. He told the messenger, "There are certain commands of His Majesty which I am unable to accept." The execution was carried out. In the chilling silence that followed, the remaining women, now under new leadership, awaited their orders with terror and focus. When Sun Tzu gave the command, they drilled with flawless, silent precision, turning, advancing, and kneeling as one. Sun Tzu then sent a message to the king, "Your soldiers are ready for inspection." But the grieving king couldn't bear to look. Sun Tzu made a final, cutting remark. The king is only fond of words and cannot translate them into deeds. Despite the brutal lesson, Holu knew he was looking at a master of discipline and strategy. He appointed Sun Tzu as his general. So, what is the core of this powerful and sometimes brutal philosophy? It all comes down to a single foundational principle. All warfare is based on deception. This isn't just about simple tricks. It's about mastering psychological warfare. Sun Tzu teaches that you must constantly mask your true intentions and manipulate your enemy's perception of reality. When you are strong, you must appear weak. When you are organized, you must feign disorder to lure your enemy into a trap. When you are close, make them believe you are far away, and when you are far, make them think you are on their doorstep. You must attack where they are unprepared and appear where you are least expected. This is the art of winning the battle in the mind of your opponent, long before the first spear is thrown or the first shot is fired. To achieve this level of strategic mastery, Sun Tzu insists that a leader must first understand the battlefield in its entirety. He writes that war is a matter of life and death, and its outcome is governed by 5 constant factors. First is the moral law, the bond that makes the people willing to follow their leader into any danger. Second is heaven, which represents the uncontrollable elements of time and nature, the day and night, the cold and heat, the changing seasons. Third is earth, the physical landscape itself, the distances, the dangers, the open ground, and the narrow passes. Fourth is the commander, who must embody wisdom, sincerity, courage, and strictness. And finally, there is method and discipline, the logistics, organization, and structure of the army. A general who masters these 5 factors will win. A general who ignores them will fail. This brings us to Sun Tzu's most famous and timeless piece of advice, a principle that extends far beyond the battlefield and into boardrooms, sports arenas, and our daily lives. After outlining the essentials for victory, he condenses all strategy into one profound idea. If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles. This single sentence is the heart of all strategy. Knowing your own strengths and weaknesses tells you when to be defensive, when to hold back, and when to prepare. Knowing your enemy's strengths and weaknesses tells you when and where to strike. If you know only yourself but not the enemy, for every victory you gain, you will also suffer a defeat. But if you know neither yourself nor your enemy, you are destined to lose every single time. This is the ultimate key to victory. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this journey into the art of war insightful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more deep dives into the world's greatest ideas. Let us know in the comments which classic text you'd like us to explore next.